my peeps, this is Gina. This is Sparkly's 26 and welcome back. If you're new, welcome to my channel. I have the bargain bead box of 2025 and these are fish. They are metallic fish, but they're blue and they're shiny and they're beautiful, and they go beautiful with this antique copper. I have some antique bronze, and it's the only one I have, but it works well. I already made 2 of these, so it works. I put these over here, and now I'm going to put on one of these. Whoops. Yeah, there we go. Didn't want to come through. And now I'm going to take my round nose pliers. We're going to make a wrapped loop. So we're going to put our our round nose just right above the bead. And then we're going to bend it over. And then we're going to bring those pliers up. We want to keep the hole small, so we're going to stay down here. Whereas you come up here, this would make a big fat loop. We just want a little round loop. So I'm going to bring this wire up and over the pliers. Rotate the pliers, bring it around. Now before I wrap it, I want to connect it to our connector. This is our link. There we go. Now it's in there. We're going to need a bent nose, which we'll get our bent nose in there right like that. And then we're going to wrap. So we're going to grab a hold of this pliers, and we're just going to come down and around and wrap. I think I'll get one more in there. See how there's a little bit of space there? I'm going to do one more. Nice and snug. And I'm going to come around back, snip it off as close as possible. There we go. That. And we're going to tuck that in. Bring that in. I like to tuck it in on the side so that way it's not in the back. So right around, all the way around to the side. Tuck that in. It's not tucked in. I squished it. There we go. There we go. There. Beauteous. Beautiful. Alrighty. That is one side. Keep my fishies in line. This will be here. And now on this end, we have another. Disappear. Where'd it go? Well, oh, it's right here. It's right here. All right, now we're going to make another one. I'm going to cut off about 4 inches. 4 inches will work. I'll straighten it out. And then double flush cutters, because I can cut them off. I'm cutting off the spool and snip. And then we're going to make a wrapped loop. You want to come down about 1/3 of the way. Bend it over the pliers. Bring your pliers around. And then bring, whoops, get over here. Bring the wire up and over the pliers. Rotate the pliers. Bring that wire all the way around. And I'm pushing my finger in there to make nice and snug. Now we're going to wrap this around this core. Or I call it a stem. And we're going to go 1, 2, and 3. See how much easier that worked out without the spool? Beautiful work. Beautiful. And we're going to snip that off over here. It's not, there we go. It's not snipping. Why is it not snipping? And then we're going to tuck that little bit in. And we'll straighten this up. And we're going to put on our piece. And then I like to squish it on really good. So it's flat. Well, let's see if we can get that. Those look like they can come a little bit closer, don't they? So put your pliers inside the hole and bring them up. And over here. There. And there. And just tidy that up a little bit. All right. Put this back on. And there we go. Now we're going to make a wrapped loop on this side. Get my pliers. Now, this is going this way. I want to keep it this way, not this way. So we're going to go this way. And we're going to bend over the pliers. Bring it back over the pliers, up and over, all the way around. A nice loop, and then we're going to slip it onto our link. It needs to come open a little bit. There we go. And now we're going to use our bent nose pliers to get in there, hang on to the loop, and then we're going to wrap in this space here. Right there. And we're going to go wrap, 2, 3. This one's going to have 4. I'm trying to get a hold of it. And around. It didn't come out right. So we're going to squeeze these together. Get my pliers in the hole or in the loop. Spin it around. Put the pliers in the loop. Well, or just there. Much better. Much better. Let's get this side. This side just doesn't want to come together. Okay, let's snip this off. And like I said, I'm going to do it on the side, but you got to get to it. There we go. There we go. There it is. Now we're going to tuck in that little bit. Beautiful. Beautiful. Now we have this side done. Now what we're going to do, just got to straighten up. We're going to string this with regular beading wire. All right, I have antique copper wire crimp, little tube, and then we have an antique copper wire guard. Wire guard has 2 holes on the bottom. And then I'm going to put in through 1 hole. Bring it up and over, down through the other hole. Hang on to it. And then back down through the crimp tube. Now, I'm not going to keep pulling on this side. I don't want to waste too much, so I'm going to pull down on this side. Separate the wires. And then I think I'm going to squeeze this in just a touch. And then pull this down again. And then grab my crimper pliers. And we're going to go in this back groove where it's got that little tooth. It's going to make a little divot for me. So we're going to go, I like to do it this way. The back groove, squeeze. There's my divot. Now I'm going to go in the front groove and then fold over that. And there you go. That is a nice crimped bead. Or crimp tube. Now I'm going to snip it off. It's extra here. And that's all we got for waste. 1 inch. Now, I'm going to have to cut this off. I think this will be enough. You always want to cut off more than enough, because when you run out, then you're just going to have to start all over. Oh no, you know what I didn't do? I didn't put that in with that. So now I'm going to have to use a jump ring. It's going to make it longer. Well, like I said, make an anklet. All right, we're going to go down, mouth first. He's going to eat my wire. Bloop, there he goes. And then we're going to put in one of these little circle, little windy, whatever. Mouth first. Another windy. And then mouth first. Eat my wire. And then mouth first. And then we have this side. Wait. We need a bead right here. No. Something's off here. Mouth first. Do I want to go all the same direction? Or do I want to put the 2 in the middle so they face each other? And then 2 in the middle. Then we have this. Then we have this. No. They all go same direction. Same direction. So mouth first. Mouth first. Gobble, gobble. And then we're going to put in our, whoops. Something's catching in those things. Mouth first. Now, we're going to put a wire guard on this time. So, we're going to put on our crimp bead first. Here's our crimp tube. It's a crimp tube. Sometimes they're crimp beads. They look like a crimp bead. They look like a bead. And these are crimp tubes. So, we're going to stick in our wire into our wire guard. All right, I'm gonna snip off the end here. There. Now we're gonna stick it in there. There. Oh, no. Something's keeping it from going sliding in. Well, let's try the other hole. Well, they look open. There's one. Okay, here's one. Bring it up, over, back down through the other side. Maybe by pushing it through, it'll go through. And it's not. Oh, there it goes. Oh, push, push, push. Now we're going to pull. There we go. And then before we go through the crimp tube, we're going to go through this link. There we go. Just like that. And I'm going to slide it down. Just like that. Ta-da! Okay. Now we gotta go through the crimp tube. Pulled it a little too tight. This gotta go through the crimp tube. It's going through the fish. And we'll pull it. Pull it through. We'll let it go through the fish. Zip. Nice and snug. Now, we're going to crimp this. Let's slide this in a little, like we did on the other side. Bring it in and pull this down again one more time so it's nice and snug. So you don't want any wire hanging out over the guard. So now we're going to crimp it. We're going to go to the back groove first. There it is, nice and flush, and squeeze. Turn and squeeze. Now we're going to cut off the excess down here. Get right, real super close, pull on the wire, and snip. That way, there's nothing there to poke. So then we got this side done. This side was not done properly, but see, it's just going to throw the whole thing off for me. Another jump ring. We're going to need another jump ring. So, I need another jump ring. Grab another jump ring. And we're just going to end up making an anklet because it's going to be too long for a bracelet. So I want my bent nose in there. And we're going to put the hole to the top, hang onto it with the right, with the left, and we're only going to twist with our right. And I'm going to twist towards me just a little bit, just enough to get this through and this, and we'll close it up. Another jump ring towards the top. Take my flat nose, these are your flat nose, and I'm going to twist towards me, and I'm going to put this on, and one side, this is a magnet, and it's a clasp. So it's magnetic clasp, we're going to slip that on, close that up, come over to the other side, put this jump ring on, all the way to the top here, and twist it open just a little bit, just a wee little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Do I have 3 in the middle? I don't. This is backwards. This goes here. Hello, my peeps. This is Gina. Welcome back, and those that are new, welcome to my channel. This is Sparkly's 26, and I have a bracelet and a necklace. I got started. I made these, and now I'm gonna come over here. This is our bracelet. I'm gonna start in the middle, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna use the 49 strand because it's the softest drape. I always use this. Whatever strand that you use, you can use 7 strand, 19 strand, 21 strand, whatever strand you're comfortable with. But this is the best, so this is what I buy. And the width is 0.019, so 0.019, 0.018, and there, that's your average beading wire. And I always string right on the spool, so I'm going to start with this fish, and then a swirly thingy, and another fish, blue one. These are metallic fish. Came from the Bargain Bead Box of 2025. So this is our Bargain Bead Box I'm working with. And a swirly thing. And another fish. Like, who would think fish would make an elegant bracelet? But it's going to. It will. All right, now we're going to put on a crimp tube. Put on a crimp tube, hang on to it, put on a wire guard, and go up and over to the other hole and go down through there, and then back through the crimp tube, and then hang on to it. Now I'm going to pull down on this side so I don't want so much waste. See how that's sticking up a little bit? A little bit of wire showing there. I think I'm going to tuck that in just a little bit, just so it evens it out so it doesn't look crooked. There we go. There. Now don't look crooked. And we're going to get our crimping pliers, which the back of it has like a little tooth, and it makes like a little divot. So that's what I'm making, is a divot. There we go. There's the divot. And then I'm going to go in the front groove, and it'll collapse the two on each other and fold it over, and that is a beautiful crimp. And then we're going to cut off this excess right here. This little bit right here. Snip. Wow. It didn't snip. It just kind of fell off. Okay. Oh, shoot. Know what I wanted to do. No, that's fine. That's fine. Now we're going to go on this side. I'm going to go about 4 finger lengths just to give me a little extra room to work with. And we're going to put on a crimp tube, a wire guard, and over to the other side, down, and back through the crimp bead, the crimp tube, and pull. There we go. Nice and snug. Not too snug. See how, oh, that's stiff. We don't want it stiff. That's what we want. We want some movement. We want to have some fluidity. I call it fluidity, so it flows. And now we're going to crimp the back side. Put that in there and give it a squeeze. Turn and put it in the front groove and give it another squeeze. There we go. And we're going to cut off the excess. Now, this is the center part. We are done with that part. I'm going to snip it off. There we go. Now, lay these flat. Then we have these two pieces. These two pieces are going to connect these two pieces. So I have this wire out of here. Here, let me roll this up so it don't get unruly. Close it up. There we go. I'm just going to cut off about 4 inches. Rather have more than enough than not enough. When you have not enough, then you get into your work and then you realize you don't have enough. You're going to have to cut more wire again. So it's just best if I cut enough wire. I don't think I'm going to need that much. Let's go about 4 inches. Something like that. Snip. And I use my double flush cutters to cut off the wire here, because if you use your flush cutters, this side's flush, but this side is not. So then you have to go in and snip that extra little bit. Well, not with these. You just cut it off and you proceed to keep going with your design. Okay, first we're going to do, where's my, there they are, the hiding. My round nose, we're going to come down about 1/3 of the way down the wire, and we're going to bend it over, give it a 90-degree bend, turn our pliers, and we're just going to keep a small loop. We just want a small loop. If we go up here, it's going to be a big fat loop. We don't want a big fat loop. We're just going to keep it down here and keep it kind of small. Kind of small, fairly. There, bring the wire up and over. And try and keep your wire even. And then rotate your pliers to rotate that all the way around. Now before we wrap that, we want to connect it to this. Snap, there we go. Snap that in there. And then we're going to take our bent nose, hang on to that loop, and then we're going to wrap it. Don't look like I'm going to have very many wraps. There's 1. 2. I want to get at least 3. And let's get one last one and 3. Whoop. Pull it. I just want to pull it close and wrap it around. Here we go. Pull it down and wrap it. Yeah, put your pliers in the loop and squeeze. And that side's nice. This side is, we got to snip that little bit off. Just a little bit. I like it to be on the side rather than the front or back, because the front or back seems to be when it snags. So it's on the side just like I want it, but it's got to get tucked in. Just like that. Just like that. Beautiful. All right, now we're going to put this on Now we're going to go to the other side. And we're going to make a wrap loop. Get our round nose. And we're going to go the same way that loop is. So I'm going to bend it over the pliers. And we're going to keep the loop small. And we're going to bend the wire up and over. Rotate. And bring that all the way across. Now before we wrap it, we're going to snap in our link. Now we're going to put in our bent nose. So you have this on this side. And then we're going to put our bent nose right in that loop. Now we're going to wrap. See that space right there? That's where we're going to wrap in. Now we're going to go, I like to go 3 times. This will give us plenty. 1, 2, oh, it's got a little kink in there, and I don't know where that kink came from. 2 and 3. In between all the tools and everything, get in there. There we go. I'm going to come back here. Snip it off on the side here. Get in there real close. Real close. There we go. Now we're going to tuck that in. Tuck it in. Tuck it in. And there we have that. There we have it. Beautiful. Now we got that side. Now we're going to finish up on this side. We need another wire, 4 inches long. Straighten it out. Double flush cutters. Snip it off. And we're going to make a wrap loop with our round nose pliers. Go down about 1/3 of the way. Bend it over the pliers. Rotate. I'm going to keep that loop small. Bend the wire up and over and around. And now we're going to put that through here. Snap in there. Oh, there we go. It didn't snap, but it's in. And we're going to hold on to it. And we're going to make a few loops here. 1, 2. This wire is pretty good. I probably could have gotten away with simple loops. But look at that. Isn't that beautiful? It's just beautiful. Okay, we're going to cut this off. And real close. And then we're going to tuck it in right there. All right, now we're going to put on this. Put it nice and snug. Looks like it could go a little tighter, couldn't it? Well, maybe not. Okay, now we're going to make a wrap loop with our round nose pliers. I'm going to go the same way this loop is going. So I'm going to bend it over, rotate the pliers, get it in there, bring the wire up and over, all the way across. Before we go any further, we're going to put on our link. Kind of open it up a little bit. Get our link in. Our link has like a little wide. It's a little wide. So I'm going to try and open this up a little bit. Slide it on. And there it goes. Now, we'll get our bent nose. And get it as close as possible to the loop. Because that's where we're going to wrap our loop in, wrap our wire in. So about 3 times. Here's 1, 2, right next to it. I want it next to it, not on top of it. 2 and 3. I made a bent. There we go. There we go. Come on. There we go. And nice. Cut this off. And it does not snip. There we go. Snip that off. And we're going to tuck that in. It's all the way down on the bottom, but we'll get that tucked in. And there we have our bracelet. Here is our bracelet. Now, all I'm going to do is neither one of these. I'm going to need jump rings. Hang on, let me get my mess cleaned up here. This. Here is our bracelet. And then I got 2 jump rings, 1 for each side. This is a magnet clasp, and that's what I'm going to use. It came in the box. So we're going to close that. And we're going to use our flat nose pliers. These are our flat nose. And I'm going to leave this side alone, and I'm just going to tweak with the right wrist. Tweak it over. All you need is a little bit. Put that on. And whoop, and our clasp. And close it up. And then get this out of the way. Same with this side. We're going to put a jump ring and our bent nose, so the opening is towards the top. And then we're going to use our flat nose to tweak it open just a little bit. And we're going to put our link on and our other side of our clasp. That is our bracelet. Aw, nice. Isn't that pretty? For being fish, it's awfully pretty. I like it. Let's check it out. How long did we make it? This I got from Campbell's Creations. You got that little emblem at the top. We're going to slide this down. Whoop. And it is 7 1/4 inches. Perfect. 7 1/4 inches. These are awesome. It's got all the measurements you need for measuring a bracelet. I love it. 7 1/4 inches is perfect. That is your average size bracelet. Okay. Now, oh, look what I did. This fish goes here. This goes here. These kiss each other because they're going to go right like that. And then we got this right here. Right like that. Do I have 2 over here? No, I got an extra one for some reason. And these right here. Just like that. Then all I need is 4 jump rings. Here we got 4. That gets thrown away. Okay. Now we're going to, this is going to be with wire. So we need 2 crimps, 2 wire guards I didn't get out. I got 2 for the bracelet. So we have 2 wire guards and 2 crimps. Two crimps. And we're going to get started. I'm going to string right onto the spool. And how are we going to do? Oh, here's an, oh. We need an, I put it back thinking it was actually, here it is, right here. Okay. Now we're going to string this. Do I want to do the same? This connects to this connects to that. No, we'll just do this and do the wire. The wire guard will connect this with that. So that's what we're going to do this time, is let the wire guard do the, uh-oh, there we go, do the work. So we get this all in, and then this is the front, go this way, and then this way, and then you want this so these 2 beads come together just like that, so that this doesn't sit on the wire and wear away at your wire. So we're going to put on this and another fish and our last little loopy loop, little swirly swirl, and a crimp bead, wire guard, inside 1, up and over, and we're going to go down through the other side, and then we're going to go, whoop, get all of it, back down through the crimp tube. The crimp tube's got a little burr on it. Okay, and now we're going to separate our wires. I want that to squeeze in just a little bit. Pull this down. There we go. Separate the wires. Get our crimp pliers. We're going to go in the back groove. There we go. And squeeze. Turn and go in the front groove. And squeeze. And I'm going to cut off the excess here. Throw that away. Oh, shoot. I was supposed to hook it up. To this. Oh well, we just put a jump ring in. See, I was going to remember to try to do that. Hang on. This is getting caught up. There. And we need our other piece. So now we gotta get these 2 fish to come together. Tighten this up. Just like that. Just like that. And now we're going to give myself about 4 finger lengths, and I'm going to cut this part off. it don't snip unless you go right in the middle of the pliers. There we go. Crimp bead or crimp tube. And then our wire guard. Up and over, down the other side of the wire guard. Down through the crimp tube and pull. Now, I was going to do that, but since I didn't do it on the other side, we got to keep it even. So we'll just get out a couple more jump rings. I want to squeeze that in just a little bit. Okay, now our crimping pliers right in the back groove. Pull down. Let's see. That's not snug enough. There we go. There we go. Pull down. There we go. Gotta check my fish. Don't want them too snug though. You want them to be able to move around. So we're going to crimp this, go in the back groove, give it a squeeze, go in the front groove, squeeze again. Whoop, and oh, it's done. It's done. Okie doke. Now we're going to snip off this excess. There is the start of our necklace. All right, we're going to wrap this up so the wire don't get loose on us. Now we're going to get jump rings. We need 2 here, 4, so we need 5. We need 6 jump rings. So I got 4 for here for now. So we're going to use a jump ring. We're going to have the opening to the top. Here's my bent nose. I'm going to leave this side alone, and I'm going to use my flat nose to tweak open just a little bit. And I'm going to slide our necklace on this part, and then our link. And then we're going to close it up. And then we're going to get another jump ring on the top. Open it up just a little bit. Slide on our link. And another little piece that I made. I started without you. I just made them. And I'm like, oops, I wanted to make it so it would link the two, but that's okay. It's still working out. It's still going to be pretty. Everything's still antique copper. So I'm going to open this up and slide this on. And another link. Close this up. Whoops. Close it up. There we go. And the link is done. Now we're going to add that. Open this up. And add on our link. And our little last, another link actually. A homemade link. That's not, there we go. There we go. And we'll slide those two together. And that, oh, that's so pretty. Wow. Wow. Who knew fish could be so pretty? All right. Now I have chain here. I have chain and our second little magnet clasp. And we'll see how long did we make this. And we will see how much chain we need. Okay, we have 8 inches. So if I want to make an 18-inch necklace, then I need 10. So I need 5 inches of chain on each side. So 5 inches. Lay it out flat. Whoop. And out flat. There we go. 5 inches. Bracelet's in the way. Right there. Okay. We're going to snip at our 5-inch mark. There we got it. Okay, there's 5. And now I'm just going to take this little piece of wire, string it through, and then put the wire or the chain through on this side. And hang down. It's not hanging down. And that way we can measure and snip. I'm going to snip this off right here. So do I want to snip that part off? Because that wasn't sticking down far enough. Yeah, we'll snip it off right there. Right here. There we go. Now I have 2 chains, exactly the same. Ta-da! Okay, put this back and then zip that out. This out of the way, this out of the way. All our little tiny bits. Keep our workspace clean so we know what we're doing. And then I need 4 jump rings. 4 more jump rings. So we need 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we are done. So bent nose, opening at the top, and flat nose. Tweak it open just our right side, just enough to put on our loop and our chain. This is a curly chain, so it's going to be a little different than just adding onto a link. This, get in there, open up. It doesn't want to go through these. All right, let's go down in the middle here. Down in the middle. This doesn't want to go on. I have too big of a gauge jump ring. Huh. I just want there. Okay, well, let's do that for now, and then we'll finagle later. Get that, and then this. Open up another jump ring, just a little bit. We're going to add on our link, and then this. There, and then we're going to close it up. Right, like that. And come all the way down to the end. Oh, the magnet's already sticking to it. And we have another jump ring. Tweak it open. And we're going to get this last link on. Maybe, because there's not much of a loop there. But there's enough. There's just enough. I think the gauge on oh, there we go. And then we got this. We're going to do it, people. We're going to do it. Here we go. Close that side up. Last one. And we're going to open. And we're going to do our last little chain. That went right on. And then our other side of our clasp. And close it up. And voila, we have a set. Beautiful. Let's get this. Let's get clean that up. All right. Oh my goodness. Who thought fish would be so pretty? There. And then we have our bracelet. Aw. I like it. Aw. I really like it. Here, let's see. Let's go in. Want to see? There we go. There it is. So pretty. I really like it. It's so pretty. All right. Well, that was so fun and easy. Wasn't that fun and easy? So super fun. So super easy. Ta-da! And we have a beautiful set you can wear with your blue jeans, a white t-shirt. Show it off. That white t-shirt is going to really make that pop. Really pop. All right. This is the end of this video, people. If you like this video, hit the subscribe button. I'm 47 people away from 1,000 subscribers, and I am almost there. So if you want to subscribe, I really appreciate it. If not, hit the like button. And then check out my Etsy shop. And as always, happy beading, people.